Hey everybody, Quest-wise here. I know it's been a while, but life is life. But I didn't want to pass this up, making this quick video for you. My wife got this for me. This is the Target exclusive Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine, the board game, based on the video game that's soon to come out. The sequel to the original. I believe it was an Xbox game. Might have been PlayStation as well, but the sort of first/third person shooter Warhammer 40,000 video game. And I just wanted to do a quick unboxing for you on this and show you kind of what's inside and my initial thoughts on this as well. Beautiful box art, just gorgeous stuff. This retails for $40, and I'm going to show you get an immense value if you compare it to sort of other Games Workshop products, just how great of a value you're getting in this box, especially if you play Tyranids. Let's flip it over, take a look at the back. So this is everything you're going to get in the box. You're going to get one Space Marine, Lieutenant Titus, which I believe this is an exclusive figure that can only be got in this box. I do not believe, and please, if I'm wrong, put it in the comments down below, but I do not believe that this is a figure that's available anywhere else. This is based on the character from the video games, the main character, Lieutenant Titus. You're also going to get 20 Termagants. You're going to get 2 bases of a Ripper Swarm. They are multi-part models, so it's just like any other Games Workshop product. Press fit, and then there's a bunch more stuff in here as well too. So let's flip it over and open the box. Inside, the first thing you're going to see is the handbook, which is very nice. It's very heavy duty. It's going to withstand a lot of use. High gloss. Cardstock cover. Inside is full color as well. They spared no expense on this whatsoever. It gives you a little introduction into the 41st millennium. Of course, gives you your build guide for the miniatures themselves, for everything that's included in there. A little background on the Space Marines. Some beautiful, beautiful artwork. Background on the Tyranids. More beautiful artwork, and then it's going to go into the rules section. Now, I've heard a lot of people say that this is a really crappy board game, and if you look at it as marketed as a board game, then I would kind of agree. It's not going to be anything super in-depth. It's not going to be your Gloomhaven. It's not going to be any of that kind of stuff. What this is, in my opinion, is the perfect way to introduce somebody who's never played 40K, not only to the basics of the universe and the world settings, but to the game itself. I know that they're coming out, 10th edition. We're just in the the sort of birth of the 10th edition of Warhammer 40K. And they've already announced they're going to be coming out with some additional starter boxes. There's like the 3, there's like the basic, the advanced, and then something else. But I think if you're trying to introduce a player, maybe who's never played 40K, or they've never even played a tabletop miniatures game, and they really want to get into 40K, because, well, one, 40K is beautiful. It's amazing. They're at the beginning of a new edition, which I find very, very enjoyable. It's also immensely popular. It's also immensely expensive. But that's to say that that's neither here nor there. This box set for $40, I think, is a great way, replayable, get you a nice introduction into the universe. It is basically a survival type board game where you have one Space Marine in Lieutenant Titus, and he's going to be facing waves of Tyranids attacking him. And it's a great way to learn things like movement and tactical like charges, tactical movement. It's a great way to learn melee combat. It's a great way to learn how ranged attacks work. And I think this would be a great way, if I were to introduce somebody who's never played the game before, to set this up and let them learn the basics of the game. I think they're going to get a very nice understanding of how the rules work, how the data sheets are laid out, how everything sort of works. And it breaks it down step by step, and they're calling them training missions, training scenarios. So, Space Marine movement, Tyranid movement, training scenario number 2, right? It goes on and on. It even talks about how the saves work, how your armor saves are going to work. Very, very clearly laid out, very, very well written, and I'm excited to be able to use this to introduce people to the world, the universe of Warhammer 40k. That's the rulebook. That's my thoughts. Of course, the very classic line in the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. Next, inside the box, you're going to get this. I think this is beautiful. It's still in the wrapping. I guess I can take it off. There's a little tear right here, so might as well open it up so you can see just exactly what I'm talking about. If you've played 40k before, these will look familiar to you. I believe this is new. I've not seen this particular art on a board before, but this is basically a kill team board. It's going to fold open like so, and folds open into a big tabletop size game board. Looks like it's the same on both sides. Oh, maybe not. There's some cool stuff on the back of here. There's a dead termagant. Looks like there's sort of a access point up here for them, but it is double-sided and does open all the way up. Of course, my camera view is not big enough to show you exactly how big it is, but very nice, very thick card stock, cardboard. Opens into a nice big hard-topped playing area, which will fit onto a kitchen table very nicely. So this is like a kill team size board, and if you put 2 boards together, you can actually play combat patrol, which, if you know, you know. Next, inside the box, miniatures. This little packet here is actually dice. They provide you a dice. You are going to need a ruler. That's pretty much it that you're really going to need. But you get 6 dice. You may need more dice than that, but they provide you with 6 dice. These are, I think, 12 millimeter white dice. Then you're going to get all your figures. So here's Captain Titus. Or not Captain. He is Lieutenant. No, what is he? Lieutenant Titus, yeah. So here's his sprue. Like I said, I could be completely wrong, but I believe that this is an exclusive figure just for this board game, based on the main character from the game. Got a nice little added touch. You can give him a helmet or unhelmeted head. Then, if you've gotten the 10th edition Leviathan box, these are going to look very familiar to you. These are the Termagant sprues. They're the same exact sprues that you get out of the 10th edition Leviathan collector's box. See some rippers on there. So you're going to get two bases of rippers and then 20 Termagants, which in and of themselves are about a $45 to $50 value, probably even closer to 60. Then all your bases. Bases for Titus and the Ripper Swarms, and then your bases for the Termagants. The only thing I'm not fond of in this box set is this. Alright, so in here you have your damage markers and your objective markers. They are literally part of the cardboard, part of the box. Oh, there's one more thing in here. You are going to get a ruler, but let me pull this out first. So you do get a ruler, plastic, same one I believe that comes in the Kill Team box. But these aren't perforated. There's a little, I don't know how you can see it on the camera, but there's a little picture of a pair of scissors and a dotted line that goes around them. They didn't even spare enough to give you some cardboard tokens. If you bought the Leviathan box, you already have some of these. I've even made my own already, so that's not a big deal for me, but I feel like it's kind of a, they already give you a ton of miniatures, right? You're already getting a ton of great stuff, plus a kill team board. I felt like they could have maybe forked out a little bit more just to give you some pre-cut or die-cut objective markers, but you know, it is what it is. A pair of scissors will do. But that is a quick look, my thoughts on the Space Marine board game, Target exclusive. My wife actually did find this in the store, in our local Target store. She said this was the very last one left. So, you know, your chances might vary, but also Target Online, I believe you can get this as well, but not going to be available, at least for the time being, in game stores. Only a Target exclusive. Until next time, my friends, stay well, and as always, game on.